Are we live? Are we actually live? Hold up. Wait a second. Are we live right now? I think we did it. We had a little bit of technical issues, but guys, this is actually the first stream, okay? The first stream didn't actually happen, okay? So, yeah. Are we live? I think we're live. I think we are live. So, smash a gosh darn like on this video because that was just stupid. But we figured it out. We figured it out. We're back. It's okay. It's okay. We did it. We did it. We're back. Okay. So, the Skeleton Crew show, is it delayed? Ahsoka, 2 weeks away. We got a lot to talk about in this live stream tonight. So, buckle in and get ready because this is going to be a very fun one. Smash a like on this video, hit that subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Just a little bit of cool stuff going on around the channel. We finally did it, ladies and gentlemen. We have joined the partner program with YouTube. We did it, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Now, you can clearly tell in your chat thing, you have the ability to super chat or super thanks or super whatever. It's super. And of course, if you don't have any loot, if you don't have any moolah, it's perfectly fine. I still read everybody's comment chats. It's just a new option. Also, yeah, congrats. Thank you very much, Finn. But hey, it's all you guys. It's all you guys. Also, we have memberships now on the channel, so if you want to join the people who love Star Wars, click that join button. It should be right next to your subscribe button if you're on a PC or a MacBook or something like that. On mobile, I'm not too sure where it is. We will figure that out within the next couple days to come. I am just coming back from vacation, but that's a whole nother situation. So, let's get into the business now at hand. Let's actually talk about some Star Wars stuff. That was just a little bit of cool, awesome stuff that you guys made this channel able to do. First off, I got this awesome new mug for the Ahsoka show, which comes out in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. 2 weeks to the Ahsoka show, and I'm going to be sipping out of this cup every single time. Every single time, because 2 weeks to the Ahsoka show. The countdown will start, I think, on Saturday. I'll have a nice timer in the top corner as we count down to the Ahsoka show. Because I'm so excited for this show, and I can't freaking wait. We'll be, of course, doing live watch parties. We'll be, of course, doing all the fun stuff that we usually do when these new shows come out. Because I cannot wait for this goddamn show. So, before we get into all the Ahsoka news that happened over this last couple days, we got to talk about the Skeleton Crew news, because I think this is probably the most important news of the day, and I think it should be talked about because nobody, and I mean nobody, is talking about this. So it's very strange. I don't know why anybody's not talking about it, and I want to know what you guys think. So first in today was Austin Snow. He says, yay! Live. So where were you yesterday? Yeah, so Tuesday? Yeah, we didn't have a live stream Tuesday. I was on vacation. It was a fun vacation that I had. And yes, now we're back. Now we're back. So I got like us says yes. Yes, exactly. Jeffrey Snow, what's up, Jeffrey? Says, hello, what's up? Finn says, congrats. It's all you guys. Thank you very much. Anthony says, Mike, I would be rather surprised if Skeleton Crew ends up getting delayed, since the show was finished months ago. It must be nearly done with the FX. It should release before Christmas. I agree with you, and I would say that I would 100% agree with you, but this article and kind of what's going on right now leads me to believe that this show might actually get delayed. Like, Skeleton Crew might actually get delayed into either next year or whatever it is. So, yeah. Swagger Like Us says, you deserve it, Mike. Thanks. Jeffrey says, finally, we can donate in some sort of way. Finally. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But that's okay if you guys don't. Just don't worry about it. I'll still read all your chats. Yeah, don't worry about it. Where's Badger? I don't know. He might not be coming today. I don't know. Austin Snow says, where is that button? What button? Oh, the super chat button? It should be like, when it says chat, there should be like a $sign button. Just press it and just put it all the way to the top where it says $500, and then just add a couple zeros and then just send it my way, you know? Salty Texas Ranger says, there is a 90% chance it won't see the light of day. What, Skeleton Crew? There's no way. All right, let's get into this article. Skeleton Crew will be coming out. We just don't know when. Let's get into this article right away. Let's get right into this, because this is bonkers to me, at least. And this, of course, is coming from a very, very reliable source who is almost always correct, and that is Star Wars Net. So here we go. Boom. Perfect. All right. Wait. That's better. Okay. Skeleton Crew. The Skeleton Crew show is not listed in... Should we zoom in a little bit here? Should we zoom in? Should we zoom in one more maybe? Oh, perfect. Skeleton Crew is not listed in Disney's upcoming streaming schedule. So Disney has released this streaming schedule. And the two big missing pieces on this schedule are Skeleton Crew and Echo for Marvel, if any Marvel fans are out there. Echo was supposed to be the first Disney Plus show that gets released all at the same time because it's going to suck. I mean, not be that good. And and now it's not even on the schedule, and neither is Skeleton Crew. So let's read on. On August 9th, Disney held its Q3, which means quarter 3 earnings call, where they reviewed the state of the company between April and June, which that must have been a tough call. That must have been real tough. And announced a few changes going forward, including a $3 per month hike in the ad-free tier in Disney Plus in the U.S., which is just insane. Disney Plus is losing millions of subscribers every month now because it's just not giving any content that's good until Ahsoka, of course. But it's losing a bunch of subscribers, and their solution is to up the prices more. Okay, in the 12-page presentation that was posted online and that we assume was used during the call, a list of upcoming events for each of the Disney's major arms, theatrical, streaming, and parks, was included. And in the key upcoming Disney Plus and Hulu releases, Skeleton Crew is missing. Now, this is kind of crazy because, let's be honest, we have not heard anything about the Skeleton Crew show. We've talked about Ahsoka leak after Ahsoka leak after Ahsoka leak. We've even talked about some Acolyte leaks. We've even talked about some Bad Batch leaks, like some stuff that's way further away, even Andor leaks, stuff that's way further away. The problem is, we haven't heard anything about the Skeleton Crew show, which is supposed to come out by the end of this year. If I were to guess, I'd say November or December. However, it's not on the list. Let's read on. As you can see below, there are only dates for projects that will be released up until September 6th, but the list goes on with more titles that will follow soon after. Eagle-eyed fans might also notice a few interesting points, like Loki Season 2 not having a release date anymore, even though Disney Plus just revealed a trailer saying that it will come out on October 6th. 2 days after Ahsoka wraps. So that's a big thing. Ahsoka ends on October 4th, I believe, and Loki starts up on October 6th. Additionally, The Haunting in Venice is listed as an upcoming Hulu release, even though it hasn't even debuted in theaters yet. It will do so on September 13th. I don't know what that is, but sure. The list is also said to be not exhaustive. What the hell does that mean? And subject to change. Meaning, there are titles here that may be pushed back, and there are other titles that may be pushed up. Marvel is also missing Echo, which I said earlier, which is dated at November 29th, which is clearly not next year. That is this year for sure. However, even considering that this is not locked up, and that does not technically mean Skeleton Crew will be delayed from what date exactly? Exactly, that's true. Skeleton Crew doesn't really have a date yet. It's also the first indication Disney has given that the new series might not release this year. Something we've suspected for a while might happen, as they wrapped production in January, and the ongoing dual strikes might push back other projects further down the line. So they might have to think about spacing out their releases. Notice also how a similar listing from February did include Skeleton Crew. So here are the listings for the future projects coming this year for Disney, and notice Skeleton Crew is not on it. We got a very similar list to this earlier this year. But you can clearly see you got Ahsoka right there. It says Season 1, which is kind of crazy because that means there's most likely going to be a Season 2. You got Loki Season 2, Haunted Mansion, blah, 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 all this stuff. It's all Hulu and Disney and FX and all that stuff. But what's not on this list, you can clearly tell, is the Skeleton Crew. Now, there was a very, very similar list, almost an exact replica list, that came out at the beginning of this year, and Skeleton Crew was on it. Is that down here? No? No, okay. But we talked about this on live stream. Do any of you guys remember that list? Skeleton Crew is clearly on it. It's not on this one, so it's concerning. Could it be delayed? Again, what's even a delay with the Skeleton Crew show? It was supposed to come out in this year, but there was never a release date. So Disney's probably just going to say, oh, it's going to come out in February of next year. We never gave a release date. Like, they're going to act dumb. They're going to just play their stupid games as always. But we know it was supposed to come out this year. And we assumed from leaks and rumors that it was going to come out in November or December of this year, kind of do a Book of Boba Fett thing where it goes right into next year. And that's not going to happen anymore because Skeleton Crew is not on this list. Now, again, this list can change. It's still only August. However, with the writer's strike and actor's strike going on for so long, we'll get into the rest of this article in a second, but I want to go full screen to talk to you guys about this. What do you think is going on here? Do you think Skeleton Crew is going to get delayed? Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Do you, whoops, why is it all in caps? Do you think Skeleton Crew will be delayed? Delayed. Yes or no? You tell me. You tell me. Yes or no? Do you think Skeleton Crew will be delayed into next year, into 2024? Or do you think we'll see it this year? Right away, 100% of you guys say yes. Now, again, it's very, very early, but that's kind of crazy. Where are we at? Okay, here we go. Jeffrey Snow says, okay. When will the Dave's crossover movie going to drop? I'm dying to see my boy. Yeah, so Dave's movie is most likely going to be 2026, Jeffrey. Not too sure how secure that date is even now because of all this writer strikes, actor strikes, and all this other stuff being pushed back. But yeah, 2026. Austin says, who's more powerful, Ahsoka or Rey? Ooh, let's open that up to the class. Who's more powerful, Ahsoka or Rey? The new chosen one, the dyad of the Force, the person who cannot be stopped, Rey, or Ahsoka, trained by the chosen one, and the goat, survived through the world between worlds. Ahsoka, Rey, anybody? Yeah, Ahsoka. Yep, Ahsoka would curb stop Rey. Yeah, I think that's an easy one right there. I think Ahsoka would definitely win in a fight versus Rey. But if you have sequel writers writing the story, Rey would just dominate anybody. That's the problem. Anthony says, probably Dave's movie will come out between 2026 or 2027. Season 4 of Mando will be released in 2024. Hopefully. Yeah, that might get pushed back even further. Swagger Like Us says, glad to see Ahsoka episode 1 is 51 to 54 minutes. Perfect. Where are you seeing that, Swagger? I have yet to see that, but again, I just got back, so who knows? Anthony says, a better question is, who is a more relevant Star Wars character, Ahsoka or Rey? Yeah, I think Ahsoka wins that 10 times out of 10, but who wins in the fight? Derpy Entertainment says, you say Rey, you're not a fan of Star Wars at all. Well, that's just factual. Finn says, Ahsoka, and it's not even close. Yeah, exactly. Episode runtimes are on Twitter? All of them? What are we talking about here? What's up, Star Wars Politics? I'm sorry. You made me laugh too hard that I think it broke the stream in the first one. What's going on here? Runtimes on Twitter. Can somebody tag me in those on Twitter? Guy who loves Star Wars. Can someone tag me in that? I'm not seeing this. Henry Cavill's trending. Gal Gadot's trending. Have you guys heard about that with DC? Gal Gadot was like, oh yeah, we're working on Wonder Woman 3. And then they were like, yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Let me be clear. I would have rather heard Ahsoka Skywalker than Rey Skywalker. That's true. I would have way rather that too. Therapy Entertainment says 1 through 6 in the Disney Plus projects are the only things that matter. Well, there's a lot of sequel fans out there, Derpy, that would probably disagree with you. But, yeah, let's leave it at that. to not anger too many people tonight. Raheem's World, what's up, Raheem? How have we been? Finn says, looks like no Star Wars for a while after Ahsoka then. So that's another thing. If Skeleton Crew is in fact delayed, if that is the case, if Skeleton Crew does get this delay that we're talking about here, there's nothing for the rest of the year after the Ahsoka show. No like small projects like Star Wars Visions, no small projects like Tales of the Jedi, none of that. There's nothing for the rest of the year from Star Wars if Skeleton Crew does not come out. And who knows when it'll get delayed to? What if it's February or April or March? We could have no Star Wars Disney Plus shows for a long time just because of the writer's strike and the actor's strike. This writers and actors strike is kind of becoming a big, big problem, if I do say so myself. What do we think of the new mug, by the way? I bought it at Fan Expo last weekend. Somebody like handcrafted this shit. It's pretty sick. Pretty sick, not gonna lie. I mean, might have to sell them in bulk. Swagger Like Us says, I believe this is indicative of Ahsoka pre-screenings that are rumored to be very impressive. Perhaps Skeleton Crew's early cuts aren't that impressive. That could be the case. What if Skeleton Crew is just not that good? It's not holding people's attention. Because let's be honest, if I didn't put Ahsoka in the thumbnail of this video, if I just put even Jude Law and put Skeleton Crew might be delayed, nothing about Ahsoka and anything, most of you probably wouldn't have clicked on this video. Most of you probably wouldn't have been here, and I know some of you would because you guys are the best. But nobody's talking about Skeleton Crew because there's no hype around Skeleton Crew because nobody knows anything about Skeleton Crew because Skeleton Crew has gone under the radar for so long now and nobody cares. Because, again, nobody knows about the show. Ahsoka's the real hype point. Everybody knows about Ahsoka. Everybody knows Anakin. Everybody knows all these characters that could be in Ahsoka. Rebels fans love it. Mando fans love it. Clone Wars fans love it. Skeleton Crew, it's crickets. It's crickets all day long because nobody knows what's going on with that show. So maybe Swagger's right here. What if the pre-screenings for Skeleton Crew were not good? What if they have to go back and fix the show? The actors and writer strikes do not seem to be anywhere close to being done. And getting that work done on that show, like post-production stuff, might take a long, long time. That could be the case. Austin says, I'm almost done with Rebels. I'm on the Jedi Knight. Is that in season 4? I believe that's in season 4. Yeah, no, you flew through that show. God damn, that was fast. But yeah, no, season 4 is probably some of the greatest Star Wars ever. Raheem's World says, well, Disney knows about the strike, but that doesn't mean animation might be in the same gaps, like Tales of the Jedi season 2 and others. That's true. I know that, like, animated characters are still actors, like voiceover people like Ashley Eckstein and others are still actors, so they can't act because of the strike. But I wonder what like animators and stuff, like if they're involved in any of this, like can they still animate projects? That's interesting. That is interesting. Swagger Like Us says, Austin, Jedi Knight is a classic. Those last 6 Rebels episodes are top tier. Oh my God. The end of season 4 is just probably some of the best, other than Revenge of the Sith and maybe Mando season 2. Some of the greatest Star Wars ever. Ever. And you can fight me on that because I will win. Derpy Entertainment says, I mean, it's not like anyone is excited about it. He's talking about Skeleton Crew. I don't know. Are you guys excited for Skeleton Crew? Let's see. Is anybody excited for the Skeleton Crew show? Like, is there any excitement out there in the fandom for Skeleton Crew? Let's see where this poll is at. 77% of you guys think yes, this show will be delayed. Now let's end the poll and let's start up a new one. Are you guys excited for Skeleton Crew? Let's see. Derpy says not really. Don't forget about D. Bradley Baker. How could I forget about D. Bradley Baker? There is still no buzz about Skeleton Crew. Okay, but that's different. There's no buzz about it, but are you excited? Let's see. Are you excited for Skeleton Crew? Yes or no? You tell me. Anthony says, abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, I am too. But that doesn't seem to be the common consensus around the fandom. Just because we don't know anything about it. That kind of seems to be what people are coming back to. You know? Where was I? Salty Texas Ranger says Gal Gadot has a new... Or is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot? What is it? Gal Gadot? Like a donut? Or Gal Gadot like Gal Gadot? Has a new Netflix movie coming out soon. Yeah, I did see a trailer for that actually recently. Derpy Entertainment says, I don't care about sequel fans. They're not Star Wars fans. It's a specific audience. I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole. Sorry, Derpy. Finn says, what I say is that if someone likes the sequels, that's fine. Yeah, true. That just means they are... Oh my God. You guys are ruthless tonight. That just means they have extremely low intelligence. Well, being the person speaking right now and not trying to get canceled immediately, drinking out of an Ahsoka mug, I disagree with the statement. Sequel fans, of course, are their own fandom. Sequel fans are people too. Sequel lives? Nope. Okay. Salty Texas Ranger says, this is the end of the world. I don't know what you're referring to, but it made me laugh. Okay. Anthony says, Mike, yep, World War III may be an Elseworlds story. What the hell is World War III? World War III. WW3. Anthony, what is WW3? Oh, Wonder Woman 3. Not World War III. Yep, Wonder Woman 3 might be an Elseworlds world story. Which, of course, begs the question, why no Man of Steel 2 or Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 featuring Henry Cavill? I know. DC's a mess. We're not going to talk about it on this stream because I could talk about it for 12 hours because James Gunn is such a dumbass and it's hilarious, but we're just going to stick to Star Wars, I guess. So Salty Texas Ranger says, but what about Andor Season 2? So there's not really much about Andor Season 2. Of course, filming had to be stopped because of the actors and writer strikes. It was supposed to come out next summer. Now that might be delayed. Again, not much. Not much about Andor Season 2. They're keeping it under wraps. We know Yavin 4 is going to be involved. We know that it's going to lead right into Rogue One. Not much about Andor. Not much. Oh, Derpy. Derpy, I can't say that. That's... you're going to get me canceled, buddy. Salty Texas Ranger says, oh, I thought that was an Angry Birds Star Wars on your mug at first. Angry Birds Star Wars? It's Ahsoka Tano. Get your facts right. Sorry, I'm just having too much fun today, guys. I'm very excited since we've been able to get the monetization stuff on the channel, being able to do memberships, being able to do super chats. So if you guys weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I talked about this. We have the ability to do super chats now, so check that out in the chat. It's kind of cool. You don't have to if you don't have any money. I get it. But join as a member on the channel. That's more important. There should be a little join button next to the subscription button. If not on mobile, I don't know how to fix that yet, but I will get back to you on Saturday all about that. But yeah, join the people who love Star Wars. Join the channel. You get access to exclusive membership streams. You get access to giveaways. When we do giveaways for the Ahsoka show, you will be in there. You can't be in the giveaways if you're not a member. Sadly, we can't figure that out, and it's almost nearly impossible. So become a member. You get all these cool perks from live streams, exclusive content, exclusive giveaway membership stuff. It's cool. It's cool. So don't miss out. Don't be a loser and miss out on all that fun stuff. Derpy Entertainment says Barbie is the greatest movie ever to sequel fans. Derpy, you're on a whole other level today. I love it. Austin Snow says, yeah, because of KK firing Gina Carano. Well, yeah, holy crap, I'm so far behind on chats. You guys are the best, but I'm trying my best here. Okay. Star Wars Politics says, I'm excited for Star Wars projects, any Star Wars project at this point. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Ahsoka's going to be really hype, and I think it will bring a lot more of hype back to the fandom because more people are going to be like, okay, that was good. And it's not really going to be a conversation of was that good or that was bad. It's more going to be like all hype all the time, and that's what we need with Star Wars. I agree. Salty Texas Ranger says, it's hard to get excited when they have not done a thing to promote it. That's true, too. We still haven't gotten a trailer for this. Like, a trailer was released at Star Wars Celebration back in April, but it wasn't released to the public. Where is the teaser trailer for Skeleton Crew? If it really does come out by the end of this year, where is that trailer? I get they're trying to hype up the Ahsoka show, and that's cool, too, and I'm really excited for the Ahsoka show, but where is that trailer? Finn says, I'm excited, but would be more excited if I had seen anything for this show. Yeah, I completely agree. Where is the trailer for the Skeleton Crew show? Swagger Like Us says, speaking of Skeleton Crew, perhaps Marvel's Secret Invasion underperforming via audience scores, reviews, and viewership had altered Bob Iger's release schedule for 2023. Interesting. Any of you guys watch Secret Invasion? Any Marvel fans out there watch Secret Invasion? Yeah, disaster, right? I know. Yeah, terrible. Okay. So that show was, I mean, the thing is, we won't get into it, but it was not good. For Marvel's Secret Invasion, it was just a joke, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. Raheem's World says, yes, we have animation to look forward to, Tales of the Jedi Season 2 and other animation. That's true, I guess, but still the actors, voice actors, can't act. They can animate it, but they don't have the lines. Damn, low intelligence. Yeah, no. Okay. Tales of the Jedi hopefully isn't delayed. Loved Season 1. I know. Tales of the Jedi is the best. Derpy Entertainment says, Episode 7, The Force... not saying that. Okay, Anthony says, I think once a trailer for it releases, the hype will come. Supposedly, the stories of Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew are parallel and or intersect with each other. So hopefully it's a significant show. I agree. I think Skeleton Crew is going to be heavily elevated because of the Ahsoka show. I think the reason we haven't gotten a trailer for Skeleton Crew is because of the Ahsoka show and the tie-ins that the Ahsoka show has. Because if we got a trailer for Skeleton Crew, it would probably spoil some of Ahsoka. So I think we'll have to wait till after Ahsoka ends to get a trailer for Skeleton Crew. But yeah, I think you're on the right track there. Salty Texas Ranger said, Star Wars Santa loves the sequel trilogy, and he's a very smart and honorable man. There you go. I don't know who Star Wars Santa is, but I'm guessing he's a jolly good fella. Derpy Entertainment says, the Force is female, guys. Kathleen Kennedy is so inspirational. I think I'm going to cry. Well, there you go. Derpy has changed his mind. Derpy Entertainment says, Acolyte is going to be Rings of Power. Honestly, this might be a bold take. Rings of Power, how do I phrase this? It wasn't as bad as people say it was, okay? Okay. I get it. I'm getting some hate for that. I already see it coming. But it wasn't as bad as people say it was. Now, it wasn't nearly as good as it should have been, but that's a whole nother story. Whole nother story. By the way, smash a gosh darn like on this video, guys. There's 14 of you here, and I only got 7 likes on the video. What's going on? Austin Snow says, I fear Kathleen Kennedy will cancel Ahsoka because she's my favorite character. Well, Ahsoka's not going to be canceled. I mean, the amount of insane advertisements for this show, like all this other stuff, like, yeah, that show's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that, Austin. Don't worry about that. Anthony says, to me, Secret Invasion was a lot about not much. That's kind of true. Yeah, it had nothing to do with anything, but it was this big event. It was stupid. Derpy Entertainment says, I'm not wrong. Well, you usually are not wrong, Derpy, but yeah. Finn says, what do you think about a fan cast of Benedict Cumberbatch playing a live-action young Dooku? Ooh, that would be a good one. Yeah, not gonna lie, that would be very good, Finn. I love it. Derpy says, I'm not, but overall channel first. What? I'm not, but overall channel first. I'm confused. Orlando, what's up, Orlando? Says, I'll hit the like button after I finish cooking my cheeseburger. Ooh, can you cook me one too? Anybody else want a cheeseburger in the chat? Nobody? Anybody? Cheeseburger? I'll take one. Talking about your channel. I'm not, but overall channel first. I'm talking about your channel. I'm still lost, Derpy. Sorry. I want a cheeseburger. Yeah, me too. Okay, make me one. And smash the like button still. Guys, come on. Come on. Smash the like. All right, let's get back into this article and let's finish reading it. Let's finish reading it up. Let's finish it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I probably shouldn't have said that. All right, here we go. What the hell? Let me just press the button. There we go. There's also the matter of the strikes, dun dun dun, and how and how that has clouded the uncertainty, the entire fall of the entire fall schedule. The studios are surely hoping that it will get resolved sooner rather than later, so they have a functional release schedule and keep making more money hand over fist. But Disney might have gone the conservative way here and not listed new series that still aren't sure about. Case in point, Loki Season 2 missing a release date to show a show that will need Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson promoting it as big as the first season was. To make up for a potential lack in new titles, they might also be thinking about narrowing theatrical windows for a haunting in Venice. So this thing actually is pretty big here. Talking about Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston promoting for Loki. What about Ahsoka? Ahsoka's really getting zero promotion right now from the actors themselves. There's no interviews going on. There's no press going on. This show, because the actors strike, is not going to get any of that, and we're going to miss out on a ton of cool stuff. Interviews with the characters, all this fun stuff with Rosario Dawson and other characters who their first time being in Star Wars, like Natasha Liu Bordizzo, like all these characters and actors, they don't get to do that stuff, which kind of sucks for us, but sucks for them and sucks for everybody. So hopefully these strikes end very soon for Ahsoka's sake. Perhaps because of the domino effect that delaying Loki Season 2 could have, Disney might be thinking about releasing Skeleton Crew later. As it is clear they don't want to have two live-action shows from Star Wars and Marvel running at the same time from now on. So it is clear at this point that the studio wants to solve the writer's strike before the actor's strike. So in preparation for the latter possibly going into Halloween or even past it, they might be mulling a possible 2024 release. After all, Skeleton Crew is completely unknown title for which they will need Jude Law to promote. Jude Law's a big name. He is. He's a big name in Hollywood. So obviously they need him to promote the show because nobody knows about the show. And without the actors, that's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a big, big problem. For now, Ahsoka debuts its first 2 episodes on August 23rd. So with all that being said, do you still think Skeleton Crew will be delayed? And how long do we actually think these writer strike and actor strike can go for? Like, are we going to be here by Halloween still talking about this stupid-ass writers and actor strike? Sorry, it's not stupid. They deserve the equal pay. Whatever I have to say to be the guy who's nice to the actors and writers. Because I love actors and writers. They're what give me the content I'm talking about. But enough already. Sign the freaking contract. Jeez, I just want to see the content that you give out. I don't care how much you get paid for it. Jesus Christ. I take it all back. I didn't mean what I said, okay? Okay. Austin wants a cheeseburger too. There you go. Raheem's World says, let me give you a little excitement. Ahsoka is going to be awesome. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, there's so many trailers. That's what I was going to say. So let's take a peek over at Star Wars on Instagram here really quickly. Let's take a peek. There we go. This is Star Wars' official Instagram page. As you can tell, they got 16 million followers. How do we not have 16 million subscribers on this channel? What are we doing? Hit the subscribe button, please. Okay. But as you can tell, you got Ahsoka trailer, I don't think that's an Ahsoka trailer. Ahsoka release thing, Ahsoka trailer, Ahsoka trailer. That's the young Jedi adventures. Ahsoka. Is that Ahsoka? I think it is Ahsoka. 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 So yeah, needless to say, even though they don't have actors to promote this movie, they are promoting it like crazy. And all these Ahsoka things are within the last couple days. We're not talking about like months of Ahsoka content on the Disney page. This is days. Literally, look, hang on. Is this one Ahsoka? Oh no, that's the Rogue One thing. So this is Ahsoka. These are the cool posters. Let's take a look at these actually real quick. Let me move it over slightly. There we go. Boom. So this is Ahsoka. Of course, we've seen this one before. This is Hera. And again, the more and more we get of Hera Syndulla, the better and better she looks, I personally believe. I mean, I was kind of concerned about her live action appearance at first, but now she looks great. And Sabine, who is, of course, wielding Ezra Bridger's lightsaber, which is kind of crazy. But yeah. So those are your good guys. Now let's go over to the bad guys. You got Baylan right here, played by Ray Stevenson. You got Morgan Elsbeth right there in her ship that's going to go to the New Beyond with Thrawn. Then you have Shin Hati. Now, Shin is the apprentice of Baylan, but she, again, is supporting the nice orange blade. You got orange right there. So, yeah, that was, when is this? 3 days ago. That was also 3 days ago. This was, Anakin spoke highly of you. This was 2 days ago. We got this little bit of, I don't think it's any new footage there. 2 days ago. This was 1 day ago. Literally every single day, it's an Ahsoka new trailer or new post or something along those lines because they have no actors to promote this, but they do have Instagram and social medias to just keep posting the same exact trailer over and over and over again with no new scenes that I can dissect. But this was 1 day ago as well. So these are both 1 day ago. And then you get to this, which is actually pretty interesting. Let's look at this real quick. So August 23rd is in 2 weeks, about a little bit less than 2 weeks. And that's when we get the first two-episode premiere of the Ahsoka show. And then, of course, it literally is just 7 days. 7 days, because it's every Wednesday for 7 weeks after the first episode, which is awesome. Absolutely great. And I can't wait. It's going to be so goddamn good. I can't wait. Okay. Then you get this, which who the hell knows what that is. And then you get this, which Anakin spoke highly of you. Didn't we just see that? Oh, wait, no. There you go. This is more of just scenes we've already seen. Maybe a little bit of clips that we haven't seen yet, but it's pretty much the same. That was 8 hours ago. Oh, then you get to the trailers and stuff. So yeah, a lot of Ahsoka stuff. A lot. Because they have no actors to promote this stuff. And what's very interesting is they're trying to cover up the bad news too. They're literally releasing a hype cool thing for Ahsoka, from posters to trailers to release schedules every single day to try and stop people from talking about stuff like Skeleton Crew might be delayed, or it's not listed on the upcoming streaming schedule, or Acolyte might be delayed, or all this stuff might be delayed because the actress and writer strike is nowhere close to being over. Nowhere close. Not even close at all. Not close in the slightest. At all. Yeah. I don't know. Are you guys, let's check out the poll real quick. Are you guys excited for the Skeleton Crew show? That's very interesting, actually. It's way more than I thought. 83% of you guys are excited for that show. That's way more than I thought, honestly. If I'm being completely honest, way more. Where was I? Swagger Lego says, I've heard a Dave Filoni quote that the Ahsoka series is faster and more intense, and I'm digging that approach post Andor since we've already seen Hera, Sabine, Ahsoka, Chopper, etc. Yeah. Faster paced and more intense is exactly what we need as Star Wars fans. We don't need filler episodes. We don't need reasons for fans to complain about the Ahsoka show. We don't need any of that. All we need is positivity, fast paced, cool action, cool story, Dave Filoni written Ahsoka show. That's all we need. That's all we need. And I'm so goddamn excited. Finn says, I've been invited to a press screening on the 18th for for the press screening of the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka? Wait, Finn, are you serious? Finn, are you serious right now? Are you just messing with me, Finn? I'll lose it. I will lose it. Are you serious? Where's my invite? Should we stream the entire thing? We are all out. Dun dun. Oh, by the way, so we might be able to start a merch shop now, which is kind of crazy. But I'm thinking, because the good cup that follows orders right here, we've talked about this many times on stream. This is the good cup, it follows orders. Thinking about a cup, like maybe a mug like this, that says good cups follow orders on the side, and it's some type of themed, like, Star Wars-y type thing, but without being Star Wars, because we can't do that. Of course, it's not Star Wars. It's not Star Wars at all. It just says good cups follow orders. It's a quote from the channel. It has nothing to do with Star Wars. Right? Are we good? Okay, good. Yeah, nothing to do with Star Wars. Good cups follow orders. This isn't Star Wars. Yeah. Oh, where was I? Austin Snow says, if Disney would do anything, less caring about money would be in a happy place. Yeah, I mean, everything they do is pretty much about money. They are technically a publicly traded company, so they do have to worry about making money for their stockholders, but that is a whole nother issue. Yeah, I agree. Soccer Like Us says, Finn, that is awesome. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and impressions. Yeah, Finn, if that's real, yeah, it's happening in London. Might just be a UK thing, though. I don't know. I will catch the next flight out, Finn. I will. If you guys send super chats to pay for for my ticket, I'll take the next flight out to Finn's house. We'll stay there to the 18th for 8 days, because Finn won't mind, obviously, and we'll watch the screening together. That's crazy, Finn. That's awesome. That's awesome. Can't wait to hear what you think. Can't wait. Losing my voice. Orlando says, cheeseburger's done. Smash the like button. Now let's talk some Star Wars. I love it. Is my cheeseburger done, though? Austin says, rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. Yeah, that's a bummer, but here's the thing. I think Ray Stevenson is a spectacular actor. I think he left us with a spectacular performance in the Ahsoka show, and I think it's going to honor him perfectly. And I think fans are going to gather around his performance and really elevate and celebrate what he did, which is honestly great. And I think the Star Wars community is the one that will do that. Yeah. Finn says, I will definitely give you my thoughts and impressions after. There you go. There you go. August 18th, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We do have a bunch of other news to get into here, and 43 minutes we talked about that Skeleton Crew thing. Holy crap. So let's get into this too, because there's some other Star Wars news I wanted to get into here. Wait, where did that go? What the hell? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is more about Apple buying Disney. So these are rumors we talked about many, many times before. For weeks now. I mean, I made a video about this. How long ago? Let's see. How long ago did I make this video? Let's see. When did I make that video about yeah. So I made that 2 weeks ago, over 2 weeks ago, about Disney selling Star Wars to Apple, or Disney selling itself to Apple, pretty much. And things just get crazier from there. So let's read this article real quick. Boom. Rumors of possible merger between Apple and Disney surface once again. So, okay, we're good. It's a possibility that has long been considered by business insiders, but one that never seemed likely to happen. The world's largest tech company, Apple, joining hands with the world's second largest entertainment company, Disney. Who's the first? Sony? Who's the first? Who is first? Somebody tell me in the chat. The move has always seemed like a long shot, even after Disney managed to buy the entertainment assets of 21st Century Fox back in 2019. But now there's new speculation that the merger could be in the cards. On the cards? Isn't it in the cards? This is stupid. In the cards. Speculation of a merger has been around for quite some time. Steve Jobs already had ties to Pixar after his purchase. He purchased the computer animated company from George Lucas and Lucasfilm in 1986. And following Bob Iger's screwed decision to fully acquire the animation giant during a time where Disney's in-house animation films were lagging in quality. An unlikely friendship that formed between two titans of the industry. Steve Jobs became one of Disney's biggest investors as a result of the acquisition, as the company entered a period of rapid expansion. Bob Iger himself has openly written about the possibility when he was lamented his friend's passing in the book The Ride of a Lifetime. He fueled the idea by noting that he believes that he and Jobs would have combined their companies had his life not been cut short by pancreatic cancer. Despite his framing being as being a lost dream, rumors still persist that Disney and Apple could merge. That's very interesting. I actually didn't know that. In this book about Steve Jobs' life, Bob Iger says that they wanted to join these two companies, which is kind of insane. I mean, they're two separate companies when you think about it. One's the entertainment industry, and one is iPhones, and of course other things, MacBooks, and Apple TV now, and Apple Music now, and all that other stuff. But they're two different titans of industry. Combine the two would be insane. However, when Jobs died, it seemed like a lot of that kind of just went away. The Hollywood Reporter is the latest publication to indicate the idea of traction between such an enormous merger of the $2.8 trillion Apple absorbing the $158 billion Disney. $2.8 trillion is insane. As a wise man once put it, there's always a bigger fish. Who said it? Who's going to be first? Who said that line? Who said the line? Who's first? Who can say it first? Where was I? One insider suggested that while Apple might not be interested in buying Disney as it currently exists, it may be interested in buying a slimmer Disney that divests certain assets. So what they're talking about here is selling. Yeah, Orlando says Qui-Gon is selling assets. ESPN is up for sale. Hulu, they're 1/3 owner of Hulu. They're 1/3 of Hulu is up for sale. Like, they have almost everything up for sale, let's be honest. But Apple would be more interested in getting a slimmer version of Disney without all these crazy assets that don't mean anything. Iger has recently indicated that some of Disney's television channels, like FX and Freeform and stuff like that, may not be necessarily to keep, as they put more effort on the television side of things into direct-to-consumer offerings, with AMC and Freeform being noted as some of several networks to sell for potentially tens of billions of dollars. Who the hell's buying a cable TV channel for tens of billions of dollars? That would be insane. Should we buy it? As he has also called into question the possibility of keeping something like Hulu again, which has long been expected to fold into Disney Plus if and when Disney purchases the remaining shares of the streaming service, which would add more to Disney's debt at the time when they are aiming to reduce spending. So they're not going to buy all of Hulu at this point. They're trying to reduce spending. On this note of streaming, Apple and Disney both have streaming services of their own. Disney has a substantially larger audience, but Apple has more prestige originals. Combining would help consolidate the number of streaming services on the market, something that seems inevitable with the streaming bubble bursts. When the streaming bubble bursts, and everybody now looking for ways to reduce extensive overspending, providing Disney Plus with must-see originals and giving Apple's original programming to a much larger audience. It seems like a win-win. Right now, it seems like a win-win, but let's read on. Of course, there are skeptics to the idea. Apple has never done such a major acquisition before, and such a merger would involve massive regulatory headaches to navigate and pass. Apple would have to adapt to a completely different set of business models, such as television networks, theme parks, and they might not be interested in that. Plus, in the event that Apple did decide that they want to acquire the company, then it may instead set its sights on a comparatively smaller studio like Lionsgate or Paramount, which is kind of insane that Paramount is a smaller studio because it's enormous, or it was enormous at one time. And on Disney's side, there are questions of whether or not Iger wants his legacy to be the man who sold Disney. After building the reputation as the man who took Disney to new heights with major acquisitions like 20th Century Fox and all these other things, only for his own company to become an acquisition target itself. So yeah, Bob Iger's contract runs out at the end of 2026, so we're running out of time here. I mean, it's only a few years. Again, he just got the extension to his contract, but that's a whole nother thing. So what do we think about this? Do you think, first of all, that Disney will get bought by Apple? And if that is the case, do you think it's going to change anything with Star Wars? Do you think Kathleen Kennedy's going to go? Like, how would this affect Star Wars? It is a Star Wars channel we are talking on here. Yeah. Anthony says, I actually strongly hope that Baylan Skoll ends up perishing in Ahsoka. My fault. Because it would be fitting. Since we lost Ray Stevenson, the awkwardness would be too painful if he survives. That's true too. I mean, it's tough because if he didn't die in the series, it would be hard to reshoot a scene where he does die, especially because the actor's strike and the writer's strike and all the other stuff. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Finn says, get ready for this new Disney phone. I know, a new Diz phone. It could be a disaster because, again, Apple already has a monopoly on iPhones and all this other stuff. Now they're just going to get a monopoly on the industry of entertainment. It could be disastrous. However, it might be a good thing for Disney and Star Wars if that is the case. Austin Snow says, Ahsoka's nickname for Anakin is Sky Guy. Yeah, true. Speaking of Ahsoka, I'm watching Clone Wars tomorrow with my dad. Oh, that's awesome. Have you seen Clone Wars before, Austin? Imagine if Qui-Gon was really Anakin's father. There's some rumors and theories about that, but I don't think it's true. Anakin was created by the Force. Now, whether or not that was by Palpatine or because of Palpatine and Plagueis and what they were doing remains to be seen, but we'll see. We shall see. Swagger Like Us says, speaking of Ahsoka being great, my favorite Mandoverse content thus far was written and directed by Filoni. Mando Season 2, The Jedi, and the Book of Boba Fett, Luke training Grogu. 2 perfect episodes. Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. Dave Filoni's the GOAT. And yeah, those are probably the 2 best episodes in the whole Mandoverse era. In that, what he's talking about is the Mandalorian Season 2 Ahsoka episode called The Jedi. That's when we learn Grogu's name. That's when we get to see Ahsoka for the first time in live action. And Dave Filoni just directs a masterpiece there. And then in the Book of Boba Fett, he's talking about Luke when he trains Grogu. And we get to see Ahsoka again. And that episode is just amazing. All the callbacks to Luke training with Yoda in Empire Strikes Back, all that crazy stuff. And again, directed beautifully by Dave Filoni. Swagger Like Us says, Hulu and Disney Plus should be combined. Well, at this point, if they're going to sell Hulu, they're not going to be combined. That's just not going to happen because if they sell Hulu, they can't combine Hulu's shows with Disney's. It makes no sense. Right now, I don't see them selling Hulu, but I do see them selling Freeform and ABC and all those other stuff. Austin says, if Iger's contract ends, Kathleen Kennedy will go too. Well, his contract doesn't end until 2026, and hopefully Kathleen Kennedy's gone a lot sooner than that. But I don't know. Kathleen Kennedy firing. I don't even have to ask you guys. I know you're all going to say yes if I ask, do you want Kathleen Kennedy gone? Because it's an obvious question. But the problem with it is nobody wants her job. And I know it sounds stupid, but nobody wants her job. And it's a disaster. It's a disaster because she should be gone already. Stupid. Finn says, on another note, Rosario Dawson equals mommy. Okay. Are you the son of Rosario Dawson, Finn? I'm confused. Austin Snow says, yes, I love the Clone Wars, even from day one. I know, Clone Wars is great. There's some great arcs in that, especially with like Mortis and even the last one with Siege of Mandalore. But there is a lot of filler episodes when it comes to that show. When it comes to more of Star Wars Rebels, it's less filler episodes, less seasons, obviously, but yeah, I agree. Orlando says, with Ray Stevenson's passing away, perhaps Jason Isaacs, a.k.a. Lucius Malfoy, could pick up where Stevenson left off. I always thought that was a kick-ass actor from just for my 10 cents. Yeah, it's tough because they have to look the same. And I don't think, I mean, I'll have to look him up again. I know who Lucius Malfoy is, of course, and I know who Jason Isaacs is, but what does he look like now? Jason Isaacs... now, let's see. Just I haven't seen him recently. Oh wow, he still looks really young. Why do I think he looks way older than this in Harry Potter? Yeah, he doesn't really look like Rey. That's the problem. That is the problem. I guess he could kind of look like Rey. Yeah, I guess. Maybe. Maybe. I could see it. I could see it for sure. It's not a bad idea, Orlando. Swagger says, great point. I bet Ray would be amazing, and his passing will leave a void in the upcoming projects. It's true. If he does survive the Ahsoka show, it will leave us with a pretty big problem. Derpy Entertainment says, breaking news, Natalie Portman is back on the market. Yeah, I know. I posted about that on Instagram the other day. Actually, it's doing pretty well. If you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. What are you waiting for? We got... what are we at now? 19,500 followers on the Instagrams, which is great. You guys are the best over there. But yeah, we posted this a few days ago. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah. There you go. Have you seen her ex-wife? It's actually, I mean, ex-husband. It's hilarious. Natalie Portman. Husband. Yeah, this guy. Check out this guy. I mean, talk about Megamind. And the rumor is he cheated on her. I mean, guess his brain wasn't big enough. Guess he didn't think that one through. Third brain pun that I can't come up with right now. Yeah. Pretty much he is Megamind and they are the same exact person. But that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. Austin Snow says, Luke and Ahsoka, aunt and nephew. Aunt and nephew. Yeah, kind of. True. I mean, in a way, I guess. I mean, they aren't directly related, but yeah, in a kind of way. Finn says, Natalie Portman be fending off all the fans now. It's true. And also, if she's in the Ahsoka show, imagine. Star Wars fans find out she's single and then she goes in the Ahsoka show. That would not be good for her. Bro, imagine cheating on Padme. Clearly, he didn't think that one through. Derpy Entertainment says, remember when Disney said they were doing Old Republic and fans were hyped? Then we got the sequels. Good times. Yeah. Disney has really fumbled the bag, as the hip, cool people like to say. They have not done a good job when it comes to what fans want. Now, with the Disney Plus shows, they've gotten better. Mando, Ahsoka, we're getting now. They're getting back on the right track. And at Star Wars Celebration, there was announced a Dawn of the Jedi movie. So let's be real. They're finally getting it. However, there were those years of what is going on here. And Austin says blame Kathleen Kennedy for sure. Yeah, I think she is to blame, but hopefully we're getting on a better track here, and we'll get to the Old Republic sometime soon. I do think. Finn says he is the live-action Grand Inquisitor with that head. He could be. Honestly, they should cast him for that. Why not? Why does he look way different in this photo than who is this guy? Is he supposed to be like famous or something, or is he just famous because he's married to Natalie Portman? I don't know. Derpy Entertainment says Andor is story though. Is what fans wanted. Original story away from the main timeline. Well, Andor's not away from the main timeline at all, Derpy. It's literally right there in the middle of it. But yeah, I agree with you. Rogue One. Yep, true. Rogue One's good. But the problem I have is just go back. Go back into the past, tens of thousands of years, to the Dawn of the Jedi, to the Old Republic, to all these characters that already exist, that already are loved by fans. It's not rocket science. It's really not. Not rocket science. Derpy Entertainment says, it is, though, with main characters. That's true. It is off from the original story because Andor's not a main character. There's no Luke in there. There's no Leia in there. There's no Anakin. There's no Obi-Wan. Yeah. Finn says, Keanu as Darth Revan? True. Keanu as Darth Revan would be great. However, Keanu's now like 60 years old, so it's probably less likely nowadays. But yeah, Austin with the rocket. I love it. Yeah, if you guys weren't here for that stream, actually, I think it was like an off day on a stream. We had not very many people watching, so I was just losing my mind on the stream. But every time because I say it so damn often on this channel, every time I say it's not rocket science, I told you guys to put some rockets because I didn't know if there was a rocket emoji or not, and Austin seemed to have found it. Because apparently I say it's not rocket science a lot. It was pointed out to me. Because it's not rocket science. Yeah. Are you excited for Skeleton Crew? We are at 77% of you say yes, which is good amount. Is a good amount. All right, where are we at here? Henry Cavill's still trending on Twitter, huh? Let's see. Where are we at for time? Oh, an hour and two. We got ways to go. Here we go. Derpy Entertainment says, remember when there were books, lots of books of source material? Good times. I know. It's crazy that they canceled the extended universe when they bought Star Wars. And it's just dumb. But at the same time, those books are already there. The Old Republic books are already there. The games themselves are already there. Like, there's already story there. There's already story in, like, Heir to the Empire stuff, too. That's what we're seeing in the Mandoverse. That's what we're going to see in Dave Filoni's movie and stuff like that. So, yeah, the source material is already there for sure. Finn says, we should make some merch that says it's not rocket science on it. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Yeah, it's not rocket science. That's pretty good. It's a good Cuswall orders on a mug and it's not rocket science on a shirt. There you go. Still, there are true fans. There are plenty of good Star Wars fans. And I think many of them are around this channel. And that's what I love the most about it. The positivity around this channel is great. We just had a video blow up on Monday. If you guys haven't watched it, go freaking watch it. It's about this retcon for Ahsoka and Palpatine's character via the World Between Worlds. It did very well. And the best part about it was there was so many comments on it, and almost, I'd say 85% of them were positive. Of course, you have those weirdos that don't even know about the channel and just come on to hate. But we deal with those people very nicely, I guess. Some people are just dumb, like just stupid and dumb. So, yeah, we dealt with them kindly and go hate on them in the comment section, please. Just kidding. Okay. Where was I? Orlando says, I think Kathleen Kennedy was involved in the Back to the Future trilogy in some way. Didn't ruin that franchise. Well, she's been involved in some way as a producer on many projects. I mean, she was so good on Indiana Jones, E.T., even Back to the Future. If that's true, I don't know if she was involved in Back to the Future. But she was involved in many, many things. As a producer. Not as the CEO, not as the president, not as the person making all of the executive decisions, as a producer. I'm not taking anything away from her. She's a great producer, probably one of the greatest female producers ever. She's not a good president of Lucasfilm, and that's just a statement of fact. She's not a good Lucasfilm president at all, not even close. Now it's hard to, of course, be the next in line after George Lucas himself, but she's done a terrible job, like a terrible job. Yeah. Therapy Entertainment says October 30th, 2012, Star Wars died. Now that's where I disagree with you completely. I dislike the sequel trilogy to a degree, but you still have Rogue One, you still have Solo, you still have Mando, you still have the Ahsoka show coming out, you still have Tales of the Jedi, Rebels, all this stuff that was made under Disney. It's still amazing Star Wars content. Most of it is revolved around Dave Filoni. When you talk about Mando, Rebels, Tales of the Jedi, Ahsoka, it's almost all Clone Wars Season 7. It's almost all Dave Filoni. But you still have Rogue One. You still have Solo. Like, there are good Disney Plus shows, Disney movies. Like, Star Wars is not dead. By all means, it's not dead. And it's actually probably the greatest time ever to be a Star Wars fan, like I always say. It's probably the greatest time ever to be a Star Wars fan right now because you can go back and rewatch all those stuff, and you get to be extremely excited for Ahsoka, for Skeleton Crew, for Acolyte, for all this future projects. Yeah, Rogue One is awesome. I agree. Where was I? Austin Snow says, oh, I got to the 332nd battle pack. Of what? I'm confused. Finn says, and the fact that they scrapped George's script for the sequels, like, why? I know, that could have been the stupidest decision ever. Like, how dumb is that? There's interviews with Kathleen and George in the same room together in the same interview where George is like, yeah, me and Kathleen have been working on this sequel trilogy together. We've been doing this great work, blah, 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 blah. The amount of backstabbing that must have occurred after that. Like, Kathleen's sitting there like, yeah, we're not doing that, George. Like, it's so stupid. How did we get to this point where George Lucas, the creator himself, did not come up with a great idea for the sequel trilogy? Because we know he did. We know whatever he came up with the whole Darth Maul being the main villain in the underworld, building up the Crimson Dawn, which literally Dave Filoni created in Rebels and in Solo and in Clone Wars Season 7. All of that is awesome and should have happened. And it didn't, and it's a bummer. Swagger Like Us says, in light of Indiana Jones 5 flopping, I wonder if Dawn of the Jedi will be canceled. I love the concept and premise of the film. Unfortunately, I'm not confident in the writer. The writer will do it justice. Yeah, so that's the big problem. James Mangold, who's probably one of the greatest directors in recent past, might not get to do his Dawn of the Jedi movie because Kathleen Kennedy's stupidity. Because of her wanting to make Indiana Jones 5 and make it in such a way that turns off all fans. And it flops miserably because most people just want her to lose her job. With all that happening, we might lose out on a James Mangold, a spectacular director, the guy who directed Ford versus Ferrari, the guy who directed Logan. That guy was going to direct a Dawn of the Jedi movie, going all the way back to the beginning of the Jedi, the first ever Force users. And we might lose out on that because of Kathleen Kennedy's stupidity. Ugh. That's all I have to say about that is, she's so dumb. How dumb is she? Yeah. Orlando says, perhaps Apple possibly merging with Disney will be the recovery Star Wars needs after Disney fumbled the bag. That's a good point, Orlando. I mean, maybe Apple is the solution. Maybe they'll fire Kathleen Kennedy. Here's the thing. I don't want them to clean house. We need Dave Filoni. We need Jon Favreau. We need creatives like them too and others. All the people, look at all the people who worked on The Mandalorian. You got Bryce Dallas Howard. You got Deborah Chow. You got Rick Famuyama, or however you say his last name. I always just call him Famuyama, even though it's wrong. Sorry, Rick. I just don't know how to say your name. But you have great creatives and directors like that. Even Carl Weathers. I almost just said Bill Withers. Even Carl Weathers is directing episodes of The Mandalorian because the people around Mando love Star Wars, get Star Wars, understand Star Wars. They should be the ones who get the jobs for the movies. They should be the ones who get the jobs for the next projects because they understand the content. Yeah. And Apple could actually do that. They could get rid of Kathleen, put in new leadership, whether it be Dave or not, and keep good creatives around the projects. Derpy Entertainment says, when you sign with Disney, you're milked by Disney. True. I mean, that's true of almost all of their IPs with Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, everything. They've milked the shit out of them. But sometimes you get good stuff out of it. Look at Marvel. All the way up from Phase 2 to Endgame. So from like Age of Ultron to all those things, Civil War, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Guardians 2, Infinity War, Endgame, all that happened under Disney's reign. Like, that is some of the most peak cinema ever. It's going to the movies to see Infinity War and Endgame is like some of the greatest cinematic experiences in probably almost all of our lifetimes. And that was technically under Disney's reign. Now, Kevin Feige makes it a whole different situation, of course, but I don't know. Also with Star Wars, of course, they milked the shit out of it with Disney Plus series and movies every year. But some of it is good. Mandalorian is good. Rogue One is good. So it's tough to see. Where was I? Finn says, George may not be the best writer, but goddamn, is he the best at storytelling, or the master at storytelling? Yeah, actually, I was talking about this on vacation, actually. Somebody brought up how Star Wars writing is not good. We were talking about Attack of the Clones specifically, and like all the Padme and Anakin stuff. Now, I'm not talking about writing-wise, like story-wise. It's fantastic. I'm talking more about dialogue. The dialogue in some of the prequels and even the original trilogy, and even Mark Hamill has said this in interviews before, who says that? Like, who says this stuff? Like, some of it is kind of crazy. But that's what makes it Star Wars. That's what takes you to a whole nother galaxy. That's what makes you escape reality, is the fact that what the characters are saying is so, not weird. I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's so strange and not of this world, kind of. And the dialogue is the same. It's weird and it's fun. And you see that a lot in the prequel trilogy, especially with Anakin and yeah, the dialogue's bad. Yeah, it's not, I mean, I wouldn't say bad. It's just not well written. Like, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. I mean, that's peak story writing. You're talking about the fall of Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader, one of the most iconic characters ever in all science fiction. Darth Vader is that guy. And you're talking about him complaining about sand and trying to flirt with Padme. And it's so cringe, yet so awesome that you can't stop watching it. It's crazy. The dialogue has a Shakespeare in space vibe, which it is, which makes it cool. Yeah, I agree. I think it's so weird that it is cool, you know? Orlando says, hi, I'm losing my voice. Orlando says, you made a great point about all those names, as they just like us want to see Star Wars have a bright future. I know all those people that worked on The Mandalorian in any capacity just want to see Star Wars succeed. Lose my voice. Where was I? Swagger Like Us says, I contend Star Wars is the greatest modern mythology. In fact, Star Wars is the perfect genre, especially when completely written, directed, produced, and acted. Especially when completely written, directed, produced, and acted. You lost me on the second half there, but I do agree that it's the greatest modern mythology. It really is. It really is. Darth Drew, what's up? Darth Drew says, if Skeleton Crew takes an L, do you think the fans will still be engaged for the Acolyte show? May the Force be with you. Here's the thing. I think Ahsoka's going to change all tides. So I don't think Skeleton Crew will have to worry because everybody's going to be on this huge high coming off of Ahsoka. They're going to be like, Star Wars is back. People love to say Star Wars is back. Star Wars is back. And honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Probably my first thumbnail after the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka is going to say Star Wars is back. I know. I hate to do it, but it does. It does. It's what people want to see, you know? So, with that being said, Star Wars has never left, but people love to say Star Wars is back. But with that being said, when Ahsoka comes out and when it's as hype as people believe it's going to be, and when it's actually going to be as good as people think it's going to be, that changes everything. All the tides will be lifted. Everything gets elevated with that. When one thing goes up with Star Wars, everything gets elevated. When Ahsoka's really, really good, Skeleton Crew, Acolyte, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, Andor Season 2, all that gets elevated, all that gets pushed up. The hype becomes real again. So I think Acolyte is more dependent on Ahsoka being successful than Skeleton Crew being successful. Darth Drew. Austin says, if Kathleen Kennedy keeps firing everyone, she could have lost her job. I'm confused. Derpy Entertainment says, Civil War and Ragnarok is not good. What? Do you actually believe that, Derpy? That's a bold take. Civil War and Ragnarok are not good. That's crazy. Those are probably 2 of the, top 10, arguably top 5 Marvel movies ever. That's crazy. That's a bold take right there. Bold take. Darth Drew says, Bob Iger in 2020. Welcome to Disney Plus, where you can build worlds and expand the Marvel and Star Wars universes. Bob Iger in 2023. We have oversaturated the market and we need to cut down on content. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it's literally a 3-year difference of come to Disney Plus, where you can see more Star Wars and Marvel content, to we're making too much Star Wars and Marvel content. We need to slow down. It's kind of ridiculous. Swagger Like Us says, I mentioned this before. The prequels are getting a lot of hate, but the target demographic was kids. Jar Jar Binks was a main character. Speaks to this. Yeah, it's true. George Lucas has always said this, that Star Wars is meant for kids. So us sitting here, me as a 21-year-old adult, yeah, that's right, I'm 21. I'm an adult now. Should I wear a suit and tie to the next live stream on Saturday? Should I do it? Should I just commit? Should I just start dressing up to work now? Should I just start doing it instead of the Star Wars shirts? What if I do a Star Wars shirt with a tie over it? I'm doing it. I'm committing. I'm an adult now. I need to dress to the job I want, which is this one. So, as an adult, and many of you I'm sure are adult as well, Star Wars is not created for us anymore. And that's simply just how it is. However, you have adults creating Star Wars. Dave Filoni's an adult. You don't have kids making Star Wars. So it's not made for us. And George Lucas has said this time and time again, it's made for kids. However, here we all are as adults talking about it, going crazy about it, having very, very strong opinions about it, and loving it. So, yeah. Finn says, Star Wars is literally just a Shakespeare tragedy in space. Pretty much, yeah. At least they don't talk like Shakespeare wrote. I mean, the dialogue is weird, but it's not that weird. Swagger Like Us says, If you look at the top grossing films in the 2 billions, all of them are space fantasy and Star Wars-esque. Really? Should we look it up? Let's look up. Top grossing movies all time. Here we go. Let's see. You have Avatar at the 1, which of course is science fiction, space, whatever. Yeah, it's very similar. 2 is Endgame, which, I mean, is Marvel, I guess. It's its own thing. 3 is Avatar again. 4 is Titanic. 5 is Star Wars. Infinity War, No Way Home, Jurassic World, another sci-fi. The Lion King, which is crazy. Avengers, The Avengers, Fast and Furious 7. Is this the real list? That's wild. Frozen 2? What? The Mario movie's up there. That's crazy. Last Jedi. Interesting. How are Frozen and Frozen 2 both in the top 20? That's bonkers. Again, kids kind of run the market. I mean, Barbie just crossed $1 billion. Raheem's World says, do you remember I told you about Jon Favreau directing a movie? Well, let me tell you that you won't have to worry about that strike. There have been measures that make sure everyone is in the right place. Well, Raheem, and I got a question for you. Do you think that rumor about Jon Favreau getting a movie is just Mando Season 4? Because there's a big rumor going around that Mando Season 4 might just be turned into a movie. Now, what if Jon Favreau directs Mando Season 4 movie and Dave Filoni directs his Heir to the Empire movie? And then the two of them work on a third movie and it's just a trilogy. And now it's the Heir to the Empire trilogy. And now you have something that sequel haters can look at as the actual sequel trilogy. What do you think about that? What would you guys think about that? Do you want Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau to get their own trilogy of like an Heir to the Empire, Thrawn's the Big Bad type thing that kind of goes into the sequel trilogy but kind of is its own thing so that people who don't like the sequel trilogy can watch this and say it's their sequel trilogy? What do we think? Darth Drew says, Mando Season 4 will be a movie, and I think Dave will be given the film. I'm scared of John to touch a film after Boba. Yeah, I still don't think Boba's all John's fault. I know he wrote every episode, but I don't think it's his fault. Here's my thing. Jon Favreau is one of the greatest writers of my lifetime, at least, for sure. I mean, when he started the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man, he literally made the greatest Christmas movie ever in Elf. Like, he's been all over the place. He did The Jungle Book, which was one of the first live-action creations of, like, these animated movies. He did that, and he saved Star Wars. People love to say he saved Star Wars with The Mandalorian after the sequel trilogy was a disaster. So, yeah, and he gave us The Mandalorian. So, the guy is a great writer. I think the Book of Boba Fett had a lot of other issues with it, i.e. Kathleen Kennedy firing Gina Carano, Kathleen Kennedy making the Book of Boba Fett give Grogu back to Din Djarin, just stuff from behind the scenes, even Robert Rodriguez, who was kind of the director for the entire thing. There's a lot of other issues with Boba, so you can't give it all on John, but you also can't say that John wasn't involved at all because he did write all the episodes. But I will say this to you, Darth Drew, go back and rewatch Boba. Not just the Mando episodes either. The Boba episodes at the beginning with the flashbacks with the Tuskens, even all the way up until Cad Bane shows up and even in the finale, there is a bunch of weird, goofy stuff like the Vespa Gang. We'll never forgive them for that. The Vespa Gang is a joke and I hate it. But there is some great stuff in that show. And arguably one of the greatest episodes ever with Luke training Grogu. I am losing my voice. Sorry. Whoa. Raheem says, I can now speak to this. Heir to the Empire might be a movie trilogy. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. That would be wild. I really hope it is, Raheem. Just for our sanity. We need a new trilogy to look forward to, and this will be the perfect thing. I mean, everybody loves The Mandalorian. Everybody loves Dave Filoni. And what is better than an Heir to the Empire trilogy written and directed by Dave Filoni? Darth Drew says, so I completely agree Ahsoka will save Star Wars. In Dave we trust. In Dave we trust. However, coming off of such a high with Ahsoka, I'm scared of a fall on our face off the cliff with Skeleton Crew. Yeah, that's possible if Skeleton Crew doesn't live up to the hype that Ahsoka was. However, Skeleton Crew might just be the stepping stone that we need to get to Mando Season 4, or even this trilogy if it does turn into a movie, that we need. I think Skeleton Crew is going to be extremely important to the greater story. I don't think they would create this show if it wasn't necessary. Now, you have to remember how this show was created. John Watts, and who directed all 3 of the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy, Far From Home, Homecoming, and No Way Home. John Watts, that director, came to Jon Favreau on the set of No Way Home and said, I got an idea for a Star Wars pitch. And it was Skeleton Crew. And John loved the pitch so much that he told Dave all about it. And the two of them loved it so much that they streamlined this thing, got it ready to go, put it in their Mandoverse timeline, and said, boom, we got this. So this story must be pretty damn good if they streamlined this whole thing, if John and Dave loved it, if John Watts came up with it and wanted to really, really make it and come over to Star Wars. Like, this seems like a match made in heaven. With the guy who's coming off of the greatest, or the biggest box office at least, of a Spider-Man movie in Spider-Man No Way Home, coming over to Star Wars to work with John and Dave to create a show that nobody knows anything about. Like, it sounds like Mando all over again. It sounds like Mando Season 1, and that would be very, very cool if we got anything close to that with Skeleton Crew, but I think it could be a lot better than people think. For sure. Orlando says, Star Wars is made for kids. Is funny. As I think of Leia kissing Luke, yeah, and I'm sure it's not okay to make out with your sister. Well, yeah, that was, yeah. At the time, they weren't brother and sister, okay, guys? Okay? But yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yes. We get it. He kissed his sister. Okay. Darth Drew says, oh, wait, I already read that. Sorry. Orlando says, just thought I'd point that out. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. Raheem's World says, you didn't read all my statements. You just hit it on the nose. Well, there you go. I just read them all anyway. So Agalika says, the original Star Wars script treatment evolved over like 5 years. Originally, Chewbacca looked like Zeb. That's true. There's original concept art of Chewbacca, and he looks exactly like Zeb. Han Solo, I believe, was an alien at one point, and the Force evolved. That's true. And Luke's name was even Starkiller. I know. So it used to be the adventures of Luke Starkiller told by the Wills of the Force, or told in the Journal of the Wills of the Force, or something like that, and then it got dwindled down to Star Wars. So yeah, of course everything evolves, story evolves, all this evolves. So it'll be interesting to see in 3 years where Dave's movie evolved to. Who's involved? Is it Luke, Leia, and Han, or are they going to neglect Luke, Leia, and Han? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But no, you're not wrong. Darth Drew says, the Vespa Gang, I forgot about them. I have nightmares about the Vespa Gang almost every single night. Every single night. Finn says, like a bantha. Yeah. Like a bantha is awesome, though. That's a good thing about the show. Austin says, I feel bad for... I have a bad feeling that Kathleen will fire Dave Filoni. I think that's impossible at this point, Austin, but yeah, that would be a disaster. Darth Drew says, at this point, let's say we wrap the Heir to the Empire phase. Would you want to see Dave helm the first film post episode 9? I know we are getting the Rey movie for now, or would you want Dave to go to the Old Republic? Well, let me open that up to the class real quick. Do you guys want Dave to go post-sequel or pre-everything? Would you want to see Dave Filoni after he wraps up this whole Heir to the Empire thing? Would you want to see Dave Filoni go to before the prequel trilogy to, like, let's say, the High Republic or the Old Republic? Or do you want to see him go past the sequel trilogy and keep going with these characters, with Grogu, with maybe Ahsoka, with all these characters that he's created already? Which would you want to see? Because if I'm being honest, I'm sure Dave wants to keep going with his characters, with Grogu and to the future, but I would way rather him be in charge of the Old Republic. Because let's be honest, we want Dave Filoni, who's this extended universe nerd and this guy who loves all these extended universe books with the Old Republic stuff. We want him in charge of the Old Republic. Austin says Old Republic. Yeah, I agree. Finn says, can we just replace the Rey movie with a Chopper movie? I'm pretty sure everybody would prefer that. Would you guys prefer that? A Chopper movie over a Rey movie? I think it would be more entertaining. I think it would be funnier. I think it would be more iconic, make more money. I see no negatives. Chopper movie, sign me up. Raheem's World says, I want you to know about the real big surprise coming, Mara Jade. I've heard some speculation about the Mara Jade thing, Raheem. I don't know what your sources are, but that would be pretty wild. If Mara Jade is either that Inquisitor or if she's involved in any sort of way. Again, you have to remember, Dave Filoni wants to pull from this Heir to the Empire trilogy a lot, and Mara Jade is a main character of that trilogy. I mean, her whole relationship with Luke changes the outcome of everything. So, Mara Jade would be awesome. Anthony says, she wouldn't dare, talking about Kathleen Kennedy firing Dave, she elevated him in the company. That's true. If she were to fire him, it would make her look terrible. Plus, firing him would look like firing George Lucas's surrogate son. Bad karma. That's true. I don't see her firing Dave. I mean, that would just be a disaster. But she is stupid and dumb and stupid. Yeah. Yes, Chopper is a fan favorite. It's also true. Mara Jade will be in the movie. That would be cool. I hope she's in Ahsoka, though. That would be even cooler. Salty Texas Ranger says, KK is done. I mean, I hope and I pray every single night before I go to bed that Kathleen Kennedy gets fired. It's literally the only thing I hope and dream about. But, yeah, that's besides the point. Austin says, Chopper is our favorite piece of junk. Chopper is a fun droid. I mean, anybody who's watched Rebels seems to really, really enjoy his awesomeness. So I hope they do him right in live action, get his sassiness to come across. But we'll see. Darth Drew says, I am pumped for Jason Syndulla. Yes! Some hype for Jason Syndulla. I love it. I am pumped for Jason Syndulla and to see what they do with his character. Would love to see him and Ezra go head to head or team up. Hopefully, he is Force sensitive and we get Kanan flashbacks. Well, I hope, somebody said this in the last stream on Saturday, I hope we get to see Ezra train Jason. Like Ezra's master was Kanan, who is Jason's father, and the apprentice of his father gets to train him. It would be poetic. It would be everything Star Wars is, and it would be awesome. There's not enough hype about Jason Syndulla. There's not nearly enough hype about Jason Syndulla. So yeah, I want to get the hype train going on Jason because I think he's going to be awesome. Swagger says, I do like how Skeleton Crew is something fresh and original. Not to mention, John Watts actually had a treatment/story pitch before it was announced by Kathleen Kennedy. That's true. Kathleen announces all of these projects without any real story yet or any ability to actually create that, like the Lando show or Rangers of the New Republic. Like, she announces all these shows without any actual pitch or treatment for that show. But with the Skeleton Crew show, it's different. John Watts actually has a pitch for that show. So I'm hoping it's going to be different. Same with The Mandalorian. There was a pitch for the show. Salty Texas Ranger says, who here would like to own a real Lothcat? Oh, yeah. Lothcats are awesome. I can't wait to see them in live action. I know we saw one in the trailer, but I can't wait to see them running around. Finn says, hot take, Lothcats are better than Grogu. Whew, that is a hot take. Seeing how Grogu is on everybody's shirt, look down, he's on your shirt. Shit, I'm not wearing a Grogu shirt today. The one day I don't wear a Grogu shirt, literally the one day of the year that I don't wear a Grogu shirt. Just kidding, but I got Vader and some Stormtroopers. Yeah. Grogu's on your shirt. So seeing how Grogu is a fan favorite character and Lothcats are cute, they're not nearly as mainstream as Grogu. I think that is quite a hot take. Raheem's World says, also, another big surprise could be I can't say anything else, but ladies and gentlemen, he played Han Solo in the movie Solo from A Star Wars Story. He will return. I've heard some rumors about that too, Raheem's World. He's talking about Alden Ehrenreich. What's his name? Alden Ehrenreich. Alden coming back to play Han. That would be cool, but at that point, you're going to recast Luke, you're going to recast Leia, you're going to recast Han. So you're going to get the recast that people seem to be a little bit hesitant about, just because Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, they're all iconic. So we'll see. We'll see. Darth Drew says, hot take, but Rebels is my favorite thing Disney has done with the IP. It just exudes Star Wars. The lore, the mythology, and the show builds. The lore, the mythology that the show builds. I'm 99% sure Dave is George's seed. Easy for me to say. Yeah, no. Rebels is my favorite thing that Disney Star Wars has created. Hands down. End of sentence. It's arguably one of my favorite things that that Star Wars has ever created. That Lucasfilm has ever created for Star Wars. It is up there. It's up there with Empire Strikes Back. It's up there with Revenge of the Sith. It's up there as one of the top things that Star Wars, has ever created. Yeah. Anthony says, it says a lot that John Watts and Chris Ford brought that Star Wars idea to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni before Kathleen Kennedy heard about it. Speaks volumes. A good omen for the series. That's true too. It didn't even go through Kathleen Kennedy. It went through Dave and John, which is great news. Kathleen Kennedy didn't even have a say on if this show was happening. Well, I guess she did have a say, but she was persuaded to let the show happen. Finn says, Solo definitely isn't as bad as people say it is. I don't love it, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, Solo kind of got a bad rap. I mean, the problem that it had was it lost its writers and directors. What were their names? The directors, they were like brothers or something. I forget. But they lost the directors pretty late in production. So Ron Howard had to step in and do the best with what he had. Now the story is good of Solo, but you have some weird directive choices that Ron Howard had to kind of make because of the short time he had and what resources he had and stuff like that. Yeah. But I agree. Solo is underrated and not as bad as people say. Salty Texas Ranger says, what I love about Rebels was their use of Ralph McQuarrie's original concept, in their animation. That's true too. They use the OG Vader in Rebels. They use a bunch of cool, more original concepts for the lightsabers and stuff. They look more like Ralph McQuarrie's drawings. Even The Mandalorian does that. Those spiders from that second season episode with the frog lady, those spiders are from Ralph McQuarrie's drawings. They do that a lot, and I love it. Or Dave does that a lot, and I love it. For sure. Where was I? Darth Drew says, I get that episode 3 Mustafar feeling with Rebels. I would love to see Zeb in Rebels. What? Oh, in Ahsoka, I think you mean. I know we got a glimpse of him in Mando season 3, but I need the crew back together. Yeah, I agree. I think we will see Zeb and the crew back together. Maybe not in Ahsoka, but in the movie for sure. Dave Filoni would not miss the opportunity to bring the Ghost crew back together, especially when Ezra comes back. So now you got Hera, Sabine, Ezra, Zeb, Chopper, all of them back together. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Lord and Miller. Yes, Lord and Miller, they were the guys who were doing Solo before, and then they left, and we got Ron Howard. Yeah. Raheem's World says, I am very proud of you, man. The channel is booming. Well, thank you very much. I wish I could tell you more about, but I'll get in trouble. But please, they're going to do something special with Boba Fett. I really hope they do. Boba Fett has been pushed to the side, to say the least, recently in recent Star Wars projects, which is a bummer because Boba Fett is awesome. But thank you again, man. Yeah, the channel's doing amazing, but it's all to you guys. I mean, you guys are the ones who watch the streams. You guys are the ones who watch the videos. Actually hit the like button. Yeah, that thumbs up. You hit that like button. You become members. You send super chats, which none of you have done either of which, but that's okay. We just got it up and going today, which is insane. So join, become a member if you want. It supports the channel. It means the world to me. And super chats, of course, are an added bonus. But the whole membership thing, there should be a join button next to the subscribe. And if not on mobile, I'll figure that out by Saturday, I promise. But yeah, so memberships is the new thing, and it's going to be a fun time around the channel, for sure. For sure. Anthony says, yes, I rather enjoy Solo, especially coming after The Last Jedi. I was pleasantly surprised. It just ended up being a story that didn't necessarily need to be told. That's true, but it did set up like the Crimson Dawn. It set up Kiara's character. Now, I know that story was told in comics, which is a bummer. It should have been told in live action. Should have been a Disney Plus show with Maul and Kiara and the Crimson Dawn. Would have been great. Could have had Lando involved in there too, even Solo maybe too, and other characters. It could have been like a live action Clone Wars season 8 almost. It would have been sick, but it's Solo is underrated for sure, and it set up a lot of cool storylines that just didn't go anywhere. With Lando, with Maul, with Kiara, they just didn't go anywhere, and that's the sad part. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was just definitely an unnecessary movie. Yeah. Raheem's World says, you guys are gonna blow your wigs with the flashbacks in Ahsoka's in the Ahsoka series. Believe me, Raheem. I don't know what kind of sources you got, but I believe you, buddy. I think the flashbacks in Ahsoka are gonna be crazy too. Salty Texas Ranger says, isn't it interesting how Ezra looks like Disney's Aladdin, and then they cast a guy who played Aladdin in the live action remake to play Ezra in Ahsoka? Actually, Salty Texas Ranger, they didn't. The rumor was they were going to hire that guy, but it's actually a different guy. It's Iman Esfandi. He didn't play Aladdin. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. There was very heavy rumors for a long time that the guy who played Aladdin, I don't know his name, the actor, I don't remember it, who played Aladdin in live action, he looked very similar to Ezra. So the rumor going around was that he got cast, but that actually wasn't the case. And now we got Iman Esfandi. So yeah. Austin Snow says, I think we'll get disappointed to see Ezra come back. I think we'll get disappointed to see Ezra come back in Dave Filoni's trilogy. Why would we get disappointed? Ezra's awesome. Ezra Bridger's like top 5 for me personally. I think it goes like Anakin in no particular order. Top 5: Anakin, Ahsoka, Maul, Ezra, and either Luke or Obi-Wan, I guess. Luke or Obi-Wan is definitely that 5th spot. Yeah. Finn says, it's nearly 3 a.m. in the UK, but we'll always be here for the streams. 3 a.m.? That's crazy, Finn. Thanks for the support, of course, as always. Yeah, we don't usually do the 8 p.m. starts. It's usually 6 p.m. here, at least. So we're a little bit late today, but you're the best. Anthony says, yes, can we please get some more exploits, adventures, and badassery. Badassery, that's awesome. From Lord Boba Fett, please, and Mistress Fennec Shand. Yeah, I agree. I think Boba Fett needs some more badassery, for sure, and I hope we get it. Darth Drew says, so I am not a sequel fan, but did Ryan have a point? Kylo said, let the past die. Can we please move away from the Skywalker saga? New stories, new worlds, new beyond. Wink, wink, Dave. Yeah, I think he had a point to just move on from all of it, but that wasn't the time nor the place. The sequel trilogy had a story set up in Force Awakens that kind of was pretty good. I mean, Snoke was a cool villain that really had a bunch of mystery behind it, could have been fleshed out and could have been cool. Too bad he was just a clone. Kylo Ren was a great start, could have been a cool bad guy, could have explored how he fell to the dark side, how he destroyed Luke's Jedi temple, why Luke was in hiding. Actually, a good explanation to that would have been great. But Ryan kind of screwed the pooch on that one. But I guess the let the past die thing was true. Yeah. Salty Texas Ranger says, oh, I haven't paid attention to that lately. What? I haven't paid attention to that lately. Oh, to the casting of Ezra, yeah. We'll probably get Ezra in an unspoken appearance in the last 2 minutes of the finale. Yeah, I don't think Ezra's going to play a big role in Ahsoka. I do think he will be in the show, but I don't think he'll play a big role. Yeah. I agree. Darth Drew says Ezra, Anakin, Maul, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan are your top 5. That's my top 5. That's literally what I just said. Not in that particular order, but yeah, that's pretty much close to, yeah, that's where I'm at. The sandbox of storytelling set up in The Force Awakens was bananas at Lizzo. Oh my God, Lizzo. Yeah, no. The Force Awakens is underrated. If anything, the sequel trilogy makes The Force Awakens look worse. Like The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker makes The Force Awakens look worse. The Force Awakens on its own is a lot better than people say. Yeah. Salty Texas Ranger says, The Last Jedi effed up the whole process. Kathleen Kennedy gaslighting the fandom for years about it. That's true too. I mean, The Last Jedi, they were saying was supposed to be the greatest Star Wars movie ever. After it, they were like, the fans don't know what they're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. It was stupid. Yeah. Raheem's World says, they haven't changed the direction of what they're doing with Boba. They have to change the direction of what they're doing with Boba. He's going to be Boba. He's going to be the Boba that you remember. I really hope so. I hope he becomes badass Boba again. That'd be awesome. Finn says, so much wasted potential with the sequels. It really was. Like, really, really was. You had all the iconic characters coming back with Luke, Leia, and Han. You had all these new characters that were pretty well set up in the first movie with Kylo Ren, even Rey, even Finn, even Poe. Like, all of them. And then it was just bad. Went downhill from there. Sulfur Squirrel, what's up, Sulfur Squirrel? Sulfur, we did it. Did you see? Super chats, they're there. Memberships, they're there. If you're on mobile, they might not be there, but we're working on it. If you're on a keyboard, you can see the join thing next to it. We did it. Darth Drew says, the fact that you don't have a storyboard for 3 films that are connected is wild for the amount they paid for the IP. That's true, too. How do they not have a freaking story? At least just a tiny premise of a story. Just a tiny little premise. Not just, let's just go with it. See where the tide takes us. After paying $4 billion for the IP, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's insanity. It's literally insane. Also, how hasn't Disney spoken out about Lizzo yet? But Gina gets canceled overnight. That's very true. How does Gina Carano lose her job in 3 seconds? Literally, like, instantaneously she loses her job. We miss out on Rangers of the New Republic. We miss out on a better season 3 of Mando with Gina involved. We miss out on all of this because of a tweet that she said. But Lizzo does what she does, which is, we won't even get into it with her whole backup dancers and all that stuff. We won't even touch that with the 10-foot pole. But she does what she does, and not a peep. Not a freaking peep from Kathleen Kennedy. Austin says, Kathleen just doesn't know what she's doing. At this point, I agree. 100%. I'm going to completely botch this, but I'm going to try. Renate? Sure. Just going to go with Dela, because I love it. Dela says, hello, good morning. Is it morning where you are? Is it morning already? Not So Friendly 2005 says hi. 2025. Is 2025 going to be not so friendly? I hope not. How you doing? Raheem World says, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone. Retcons are coming. Wow. Imagine retcons. How wild would that be? Finn says, wait, what has Lizzo done? I must have missed this. Yeah, we're not going to get into the specifics of it, but pretty much basics is she said some how do I phrase this? She said some body shaming things to her and abusive things to her backup dancers. Let's just put it at that. We'll leave it there. Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm just not doing it. Salty Texas Ranger says Gina lost her job to hurt the vintage fan base who loved her. Gina lost her job to hurt the vintage fandom who loved her. Yeah, I mean, the fandom loved Gina Carano for sure. They loved the character of Cara Dune. They loved everything about her. And then she lost her job. Darth Drew says, oh boy, worth the Google. Yeah, it is worth the Google. Google Lizzo and just what's going on with her. It's hilarious. I mean, it's terrible, but it's funny. Sagarlega says, in Ahsoka, I'm excited to see Lothal in live action. That's true, too. I'm very excited to see Lothal. Also, can't wait to see Anakin in the Clone Wars flashbacks. If Anakin and Obi-Wan are in Clone Wars accurate costumes, you're going to see a whole lot of this. In the live watch parties. A whole lot. I might actually just go like this. And you might think the stream froze for like 20 minutes, but it's just going to be me staring at the screen. I'm going to literally press pause on the live watch party, and I'm going to go, holy crap. Holy crap. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for these watch parties. I literally can't wait for these watch parties. Oh my God. Salty Texas Ranger says, it was sexual harassment and abuse to the backup dancers. Well, there you go. Yeah, it was bananas. Yeah. Taking Gina out of Mando hurt season 3. Oh, for sure. It hurt it in a big, big way. Probably bigger than we'll even ever know. For sure. Yeah. Anthony says, the sheer irony about storyboards the High Republic have been around since 2014 was getting planned, but live action trilogy following up the original trilogy. Oh, let's wing it. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. The High Republic books. These books right here. Literally the books that have been selling for years now. That have been this 3-phase thing that's been this whole planned out thing since 2014. This whole elaborate planned out story in the books. Books and comics, ladies and gentlemen. Books and comics. But the sequel trilogy, the thing that follows up the original cast, Luke, Leia, and Han are back for the first time since the 80s. Let's just wing it. Let's just wing it. Raheem World says, the cutest things they're going to see unexpectedly soon is the Ewoks. Oh, Ewoks soon would be cool. That would be very cool. Salty Texas Ranger says, do that again, dude. Which part? Which part? This? Is that what you wanted? If you want me to do it the third time, I'm going to need some, the first ever super chat for that. Yeah. Not So Friendly 2025 says Anakin was not the chosen one. Ooh. Honestly, now it just doesn't even seem like he is. Obviously, he is the chosen one, and we know that. Everybody knows that. But the sequels kind of make it seem like he's not. Yeah. Yeah. Where was I? Finn says, God damn, keep Lizzo well away from Grogu then. Yeah, I know. She was literally holding Grogu. Sulfur Squirrel says, no spoilers for those books. I just got them. Oh, the High Republic ones? No spoilers here. No spoilers here. I was debating on doing coverage for this, but now I feel like I'm like too late for it. So I don't know. Probably just leave it alone for now, I guess. Yeah. Salty Texas Ranger says, more like the wish I was the High Republic. I don't know what you're talking about. Darth Drew says, are we getting 1, the Mortis arc in live action, Wills of the Force, 2, the New Beyond and Origins of the Night Sisters, and 3, World Between Worlds retcon? I think 2 and 3 are more likely. Getting the New Beyond and the Origins of the Night Sisters are very likely to happen in the Ahsoka show. And the World Between Worlds retcons of Palpatine and stuff like that, I think, yes, that could be very, very, very likely in the Ahsoka show. But the Mortis arc in live action, I doubt. I don't think they'll go that far. I don't think it's necessary for the Ahsoka show, but maybe. Maybe. I would sure like to see it. Austin Snow says, the worst thing that Kathleen Kennedy would do is kill Grogu. Well, there's no way she kills Grogu. At this point, Grogu brings him way too much money for them to kill him off. That would not happen. That would not happen. Orlando says, I want to say I hear that Timothy Oliphant, is that how you say his name? Oliphant? Something like that? May get Gina's spot in Rangers of the New Republic as Cobb Vanth lives. Yeah, so Cobb Vanth we saw at the end of Book of Boba Fett after he gets shot by Cad Bane in a bacta tank. Now, we haven't seen him since then. That was years ago. He wasn't in Mando Season 3, and we don't know what he's doing. But maybe he takes Gina's spot as Ranger in the New Republic. That would be kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. I do love Cobb Vanth. He's a cool character, for sure. Raheem's World says, and yes, you will see Han, Luke, and Leia in the movie. I really hope so, Raheem. I do. I really do. Finn says, we need a Sam Witwer award-worthy Maul voice. Imagine Maul live action, played by Ray Park, voiced by Ray Park and Sam Witwer. Or a combination of, actually, maybe just Sam Witwer. That would be awesome. I want more Maul. Even if it's in, like, flashbacks or live action or animation, whatever you want to do, give me more Maul. Give me more Maul. Holy crap, we're almost at 2 hours. Jesus. You guys are the best, by the way. Swagger Like Us says, Mike, do you like the idea of Mando Season 3 being a film? If it turns it into a trilogy, like Mando Season 4 becomes the first of the trilogy, then Dave's movie is the second, and then you get the final, like, big epic ending of the trilogy, then yes, I want the film. For sure. It would be great. Trilogy is what we need. So, yeah, I do hope so. Not So Friendly 2025 says, Grogu can't die. I hope he doesn't die. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense. They make so much money on him, and he could live for 900 years. So, yeah, they're going to definitely milk that puppy dry. Darth Drew says, guess how long the Mando Season 4 movie would be? My guess is just shy of 3 hours. Yeah, I'd probably be around the 3 hour mark, for sure. It's kind of a normal-ish length movie. Yeah. I need more Maul. Kenobi! Yeah, no. More live-action Maul would be spectacular. Absolutely amazing. I think there was more stuff I wanted to get to article-wise, but I don't remember what it was now, so let me double-check here. Boom, 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 boom. We went over the posters. We went over the release schedule. We went over the Skeleton Crew news. We went over... well, let's read this a little bit here. Ahsoka Season 2 may happen on one condition, reveals Star. Let's read this up real quick. First of all, while I read this, do you guys think Ahsoka will get a second season? Let's see. One Ahsoka Star just revealed how Season 2 could get made on Disney+. In June, Rosario Dawson said that she got ice packs ready to go for Season 2. The actress who portrays Ahsoka Tano in live action seems excited for any future Star Wars project. She does seem to have a really good time playing Ahsoka, and that's the best part. A Season 2 of Ahsoka has seemed like a real possibility since Disney specifically indicated that the upcoming 2023 series is Season 1. Now, we saw that on the thing we looked at earlier. Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion and fellow Star Wars series Skeleton Crew were not given such sure. Okay, so does it show that graph down here? No. Okay, let's read this. During an interview with Entertainment Weekly prior to the actor strike, guys, it's prior to the actor strike. No interviews happening now. Ahsoka star Rosario Dawson said she hoped that the fans will love it and they get to do more, presumably episodes or seasons. This is what she said. I really, really hope the fans love it. That means A, we are going to get to do more, and B, we've honored the legacy of these characters and this journey, and I know that's what we intended to do. The same sentiment was echoed in a report from earlier this year stating that the performance of Season 1 with audiences will factor into the possibility of Season 2. So how well Season 1 does will tell how if we do get Season 2. So will Ahsoka, so that just goes into what they think. So what do we think? Do we think we'll get a second season? And they're saying it depends on if Season 1 performs well, and Rosario's saying she hopes she gets to do more, but it depends on if it does well. So what do you guys think? Will we get a second season? Raheem says, and Lando is up and running, so please be expecting that show somewhere. Yeah, I did hear about the Lando show we talked about the updates. I mean, I made a whole video on it, and it did terrible because nobody cared. But it is in the works, yes. Not So Friendly 2025 says, yes, you do want Ahsoka Season 2. Darth Drew says, I could care less about the Lando show at this point. It could be good, you never know. Austin says, maybe, maybe not for Ahsoka Season 2. How can't you love Ahsoka Tano? I mean, it's freaking Ahsoka Tano. I agree with you. I agree with you. But there are some people who don't. It's kind of crazy. Darth Drew says, there will be an Ahsoka Season 2. 1, the show will be the best thing since Rebels. 2, the amount of merch they will roll out. 3, how diverse the cast is. Literally 3 female leads, no brainer. Yeah, it's pretty much what Disney has been trying to find forever is the Ahsoka show. They've been trying to be woke. They've been trying to have the female leads, and it's not really been working out for them. For one reason or another, people are upset about it. Ahsoka, on the other hand, is a completely different thing. Ahsoka is a beloved character. Sabine is a beloved character. People enjoy these characters. Nobody's going to complain that it's just all women as the main leads. People who complain about that clearly don't know these characters or just are there to complain for no reason. These are beloved characters that are like, we want to see them. We want them to be the name of the game. We want the Ahsoka show to be called the Ahsoka show because we want a show all about Ahsoka. That's the gist of it. So yeah, I completely agree with you, Darth Drew. This is the perfect show for Disney. What they want and what they need. So there most likely will be a second season. Not So Friendly 2022 says, it depends on how Season 1 does. That's true. That is true. It depends on how Season 1 does. It also depends upon Dave's movie. Because if Dave's movie is kind of just like an Ahsoka Season 2 meets Mando Season 5, then there's no real reason for Season 2. You know? There's just not. But we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Tiger Like Us says, honestly, there's an authentic buzz around the Ahsoka series that I haven't seen in Star Wars or Marvel Disney Plus shows since Mando Season 1. Everywhere I look, and fans are watching Rebels and the Clone Wars for via reactions. Yeah, it does seem like the buzz is real, and it does seem like the hype for the Ahsoka show is real. Numbers are up on the channel. All Ahsoka videos, all Ahsoka live streams are doing fantastic. You guys are the ones who got this channel to the point where it's at right now. And the Ahsoka show itself too is drawing more people in. It's making the crowd bigger. And that's why I think the Ahsoka show is going to be a huge success for not only hardcore fans like ourselves, but normie fans as well. I agree. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Sulfur Squirrel says, bye guys, I'm sorry, I wish I could stay. Also, plus, find out how to get memberships for mobile. I'll get right on that, Sulfur Squirrel. I hope I'll have it figured out by Saturday. I really do hope I do. If I don't get like the thing there, I'll be able to put a link in the description for you guys to be able to join the memberships. Yeah. Thanks, Sulfur Squirrel. Yeah. Darth Drew says, how much screen time do you think Jason Syndulla how do we get of Jason Syndulla versus Ezra Bridger? So I think the two of them will get very little screen time. Just like both of them will get very little screen time. Ezra Bridger probably less, I would guess, just because he probably won't come until the last episode. But Jason Syndulla, I hope plays a bigger role than we think. I think Hera and Jason are going to play smaller roles, actually. I think it's going to be mostly Ahsoka and Sabine on this mission. And Hera's going to just help out at the beginning. But we'll see. We shall see. Raheem's World says, I can share with you, even though I'm not supposed to, that Andor Season 2 will not start off with fan service, but it will have a lot more fan service than Season 1. Andor Season 2 is going to shock you. Yeah, that's kind of what we've heard. I mean, Andor Season 2 is supposed to lead into Rogue One, and it's supposed to have more fan servicey things. It's supposed to have more things that connect to the original trilogy. Now, we don't know what that is, but Yavin 4 has been mentioned before. Maybe we get a Hera Syndulla spotting, maybe Mon Mothma spotting. You never know. Sulfur Squirrel says, may the force be with you all. See you later, Sulfur. We're going to get on out of here soon, too. Darth Drew says, do we have a director's list for the Ahsoka show? Is Dave doing all episodes? I don't believe so, but I'm very curious. I believe a director's list was released. Hang on. Director's list for Ahsoka. I believe, oh yeah, it was released. Okay, so Dave Filoni wrote all 8 episodes while also directing further episodes. So Dave is directing some episodes, but not all. Peter Ramsey is directing an episode. I believe he did an episode of season 3 of Mando, but he also is the guy who did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think he wrote it. I believe. Steph Green, I don't know who that is. Jennifer Getzinger, don't know who that is either. Greta Patel, don't know who that is either. And Rick Famuyama, there you go. So Rick also directed Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2, and Mando Season 3 episodes. Rick has been a big, big role in the entire Mando show, but in other shows as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's mostly going to be Dave. It's written by Dave. He's going to get probably the most important episodes, but there are other directors, yes. Yes. Swagger Like Us says, I kind of want Ezra and Thrawn to team up, and I kind of hope the Grisk become the overall threat. Props to Anthony for including this a couple of streams ago. Yeah, the Grisk could be cool and set up in this story. I don't think they will be involved in the story. I think if they do set up the Grisk, it will be for a post-sequel threat. I think Thrawn will be this threat, and they'll maybe mention the Grisk and how powerful they are, something along those lines, and maybe hold them off as a threat for post-sequel. That's where I'm at, though. Star Wars Democracy or Star Wars Politics says, dude, Raheem, I need your sources. I know, right? Yeah. Where's this poll at, by the way? Are you excited for Skeleton Crew? 81% of you are excited, which is good. Darth Drew says, I feel like I need to know what Ezra has been doing all this time. I cannot know. I can't not know and have the show end in an anonymous way where we don't know. Yeah, that would suck. Imagine we don't find out what Ezra has been doing for those last 10 years. That would be terrible. Anthony says, I think the ironic twist might be that over the last 11 years, Thrawn and Ezra on the same level have become partners to fight against the Grisk. That would be insane, dude. That would be so crazy. But I don't think that's the case. I think Thrawn had to become friends with the Night Sisters, meet this guy Enoch, get this undead army going. Like, he was a busy dude. Ezra, on the other hand, we don't know anything what he was doing. Finn says, I can't wait to see more Thrawn. Yeah, me either. Swagger Like Us says, amen. True, I guess. Austin Snow says, the worst thing Kathleen Kennedy will do is firing John and Dave and risking losing her job. Austin, that would never happen. And I think you know that. Come on. Star Wars Politics says, I heard a crazy theory. What if the Inquisitor is a clone of Ezra? Ezra could be imprisoned on Mount Tantus. Dude, that would be insane. What if it's just Ezra, though, under like a spell from the Night Sisters? We've talked about that a few times now. That would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. Finn says, what do you think about the theory of Ezra being the Inquisitor in the trailer? Wow, you both just said the same thing. Kind of, but not. It's possible. I mean, it is possible. I do have a weird feeling that Ezra could show up as a bad guy, which would be insanity. Absolutely insanity. But it's possible. Raheem's World says, Mon Mothma role in Season 2 is heart-throbbing. Her interactions with Saw Gerrera is going to have you on your toes. Saw it was ruthless. I've heard Saw Gerrera has a bigger role in Andor Season 2. Raheem, that's some crazy knowledge right there. Orlando says, glad I found your channel. It's fun getting lost in the galaxy far, far away. Keep up the good work. Hey, Orlando, much love to you, buddy. I'm very glad you found the channel as well. You're a fine addition to the collection. And yeah, the channel's just getting started. We're just getting started. We finally got to the mark where we can do memberships and do super chats, which nobody still haven't received the first ever super chat. I know I didn't. I told myself I wouldn't get my expectations high, and I know it is a strange thing to do, but who will ever be the first? Darth Drew says, do we think, by the way, Orlando, much love. Thank you very much for those nice words. Darth Drew says, do we think we get more Chiss other than Thrawn? His backstory is fire. Yeah, the Chiss are very cool. They're very, very cool. And the backstory is amazing. For now, I'm going to say no. I think if you do go back before the prequel trilogy, maybe you'll get some other ones. I think Thrawn will be a good introduction to the Chiss. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Darth Drew says, wait, in Jedi Survivor, wasn't the planet at the end of the game in the New Beyond or the Great Beyond? No. So, the spoiler alert for Jedi Survivor, if anybody hasn't played that yet, just fast forward maybe 5 seconds, whatever. Or 10 seconds, maybe. So, he's talking about, what the hell's the name of it? Maybe fast forward a little bit further. What the hell's the name of the planet? The planet at the end of Survivor, completely blanking on the name for some reason. Tanalor. That just exists. It's a hidden planet behind that like nebula or whatever that is, on Kobo, and it's hard to get to. That's the whole thing. It's hard to get to. That's kind of where the similarity is with the New Beyond. It's hard to get to, but no, it's not in the New Beyond, as far as we know. It's not, at least. Swagger says that's the best creative decision for the long run. Mike made a great point as well. Perhaps this is happening after this Thrawn phase. Yeah, so he's talking about the Grisk. The Grisk could be happening in a post-sequel world. I agree. Holy crap, 2 hours and 10 minutes. You guys are the absolute best. You get me lost completely. We didn't even go over all the articles I wanted to. We didn't even do all the stuff I wanted to talk about. But that's why we do it. So I just ended the poll. 82% of you are excited for the Skeleton Crew. That's enormous. But I do think I'm going to get on out of here. We've been going forever. This is one of the longer streams we've ever had. But you guys are the absolute best for hanging out with me after the first stream was a disaster and stupid and wouldn't work for me, and it really pissed me off. But we got back on track, and you guys are the absolute best. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for 2 hours. You guys are insane. It's crazy. We almost held double digits the entire stream, over 10 viewers almost the entire stream. And that's all you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for sticking around with me. Thank you for watching me. You are the bomb. No, you are the bomb, Darth Drew. Smash a like if you haven't already. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Join as a member, which is now available, which is going to be awesome. You get exclusive live streams, membership streams. You get access to giveaways, which we're going to be doing a ton of giveaways, at least one a month. Maybe some sort of gift card towards something Star Wars related. But we're going to be doing like lightsaber giveaways, pop figure Star Wars giveaways, Ahsoka stuff giveaways. A ton of cool stuff we're going to be doing giveaways for. So go check out that membership thing. And super chats, it was the other thing. So super chats, we didn't get our first super chat today, but that's perfectly okay. You guys sitting here watching is all that I could ask from you guys. But I can't wait to get that first super chat thing. Yeah, it's exciting stuff for sure. It's exciting stuff. I need merch. Oh, we'll get some merch. We'll get merch going. We will. We'll get some merch going. Yeah, we'll get that going. Where's that button? We haven't gotten there yet. Awesome. Raheem says, everything I'm telling you is legit 100%. Trust me. I do trust you, Raheem. I do. I will say that The Mandalorian Season 3 was supposed to include other storylines, but a particular lady put a halt on some things. Yeah, Kathleen, we know. I heard Timothy Zahn says he wants to explore the Chiss characters recently. Really? That would be cool. Give it to Timothy. Give him a book to write or something like that. That'd be awesome. All right. We're going to get on out of here. You guys are the absolute best. Absolute best. Thank you guys for sticking around with me for a whole fucking 2 hours. Jesus Christ. But smash a like, hit subscribe, blah, 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 blah. So you see my face, my pretty face, in that recommended feed of yours. And may the force be with you. Always, 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 always. Where's that stupid freaking... There it is. Got it. What a great stream. What a great show. When will the next stream be? Great question. It will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Hopefully 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday. We do streams every Saturday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, usually at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes. Orlando says, have a kick-ass night, brother. Yeah, you have a great rest of your evening as well. You're the best. No, you're the best. We need Honey Badger back before the live streams. I know. Honey Badger will be back. I'll go talk to him. All right. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your lives. And good night, everybody. Yeah. No, you're the best.